So have you ever said to yourself, I wonder what it takes to change the front wheel hub on a 2000 Jeep Cherokee? Well, neither have I until recently, and today I'm going to show you some of the things I learned in doing it. Hey, welcome to 41 Garage and Grill. If you like Jeeps, going on adventures, and occasionally throwing something on the grill, then smash the subscribe right now. This is our 2000 Jeep Cherokee. Just doing some maintenance on it. I've got some big plans for it, so trying to get it ready for some trips and stuff this coming summer. Messing around with it, I noticed the wheel bearings were getting pretty bad. I assume they're probably all original, so changing those out. So I'm going to go through the steps with you and show you some of the things that I've learned in the process of doing this. So let's get to work. All right, so I got all my parts in. Here's the new wheel assembly part number. If you need that, I'll try to put it in the description also below if I remember. And then the U-joint right behind here, this is the part number for that. Okay, so we're starting with our brake caliper. It's two 10mm bolts right on the back of the caliper. Right here's one, and down below, I don't know if you'll be able to see that or not, down below is the other one right here. So let me pop that off. Okay, so I got those out. And we're going to slide this off like so. From the bottom it'll come up. It's got some notches here, which hold it up into place. So bring it up from the bottom, bring it over here. I got some zip ties. I'm just going to strap it to the shock just to try to help prevent it from falling down. Next, the brake rotor. Sometimes you'll have some clips on the lug bolts, but mine doesn't, so it just slides right off. Okay, so next we're just going to pull this pin out. Okay, so this is part you might want to see. So first there's this cap, then this spring. So just keep all that, set it aside. Now we're going to pull this nut off. It's 36mm. Okay, so you're probably saying to yourself, how do you take that off when this whole thing spins, right? Well, I got a trick for that. So I'm going to walk over here. I'm going to put the Jeep in four-wheel drive. One wheel is on the ground. It's going to hold everything in place for me. And see how that locks it in. So now I'll put my 36mm on there and break it loose. And then there's a washer in the back there that you have to get off. So I just use this pick, pull that guy out. Okay, so now we're ready to take the hub assembly, or the bolts for the hub assembly. So if we look at the new one, we've got 3 spots where there's bolts screwed into it. So on the rear of this one, I'll try to get to them. I don't know how easy it'll be to see them or not. There's one right here. There's one right under here. And then there's the third one is back down here on the bottom. So it's 13mm. And let's see if we can get them loose. Okay, the good news is once you break them free, they come out pretty easy. I say easy, but it's all relative. So anyways, I'm going to pause the video here while I take these out. Okay, so got those out. Now comes the fun part. I've gone to the local hardware store. These are 1/2-inch bolts. And I'm doing this because I know I'm not going to need this anymore. I'm not going to need anything off the old one anymore, so it gives me the ability to do what I'm about to do. This thing is pressed on there pretty good. So what I do is I screw these into the back of those holes where you just took those bolts out, just enough to get them started and get some pressure on them. So here's our lovely hammer that we're going to give it some attitude adjustment with. Try to break it loose. I might have to turn the wheel. So yeah, you might have to adjust the wheel back and forth just to be able to get access to it. So barely see it. I don't know if I can get in close enough to see that, but you can see it's starting to break free. So I'm gonna rotate the wheel and do the other side. I guess maybe I should have kept recording just so you can see it pop off. But there we go. So there's dust shield. And there's our axle. This is off. These bolts just pop right out. Okay, let's pull this out. Just slides out nice and easy. Boom. Okay, I'm going to set the two next together to give you an idea of what we're looking at here. So obviously new one, but look at this old one. She's got some miles on her. So yeah, let's check this out. Look at that. I'd say they're shot. So I have two choices to get this out. Try to press them out or cut them out. Based on all the problems I had with the front, the other side I mean, I'm going to go ahead and cut them. Okay, so I managed to get the old view joint off. Just basically cutting it off. It was so old and worn on there that that's all I could do is just take the cutter and cut off. But I want to talk about this right here. I'm just going to call it a dust cover because that's really all it's doing. It's not doing much. There's two schools of thought with this thing. One is to replace that, and the other is to get a seal like this. So the shaft goes through there, it seals up in here, and away you go, and it's grease fitting too on top of all that. So let's go down to the car. I'm going to show you why there's two different theories on this. Okay, so I'm not going to slide it all the way in, I'm just going to show you what's going on. So the seal just kind of rides there. It doesn't actually sit up against this housing. So in theory, moisture, dirt, whatever can get in behind it. And you can see, looking at here, how rusty this is, that over the years things have got in there. However, the other theory is it can get back there, but it can also get out because it's not tied up against there. So if there's moisture under there, water, it can still get out. So let me go get the other seal. Okay, so here is the seal that I'm going with. I actually bought this before I read about the controversy of this seal versus what was the stock. I'm not even going to call it a seal, I'll call it a dust protector, because that's really all it was doing, is keeping the big stuff from getting in. So this will go in there, the axle shaft will go through there. There's this grease fitting, you fill it up with grease, you can see the little channel in there that fills up with grease to try to help it keep from wearing out this rubber as it's spinning when you're going down the road. Well, at some point that rubber is going to get wore out. Moisture will get behind there, dirt will get behind there, and it won't be able to escape because of how this is sealed up. And then could potentially move to the inner seal by your differential and wear that out. And get into your differential, which would be really bad. So, like I said, I'm just going to go ahead and use it since I already got it. I don't know what other people think about this. Put something in the comments what your thoughts are on this type of seal versus the dust cover that was originally on here. I'm a little torn about it now, but since I got it, I'm going to go ahead and use it. So anyways, so that's what's going on there. I need to actually do the U-joints and stuff first, so let's work on that. All right, let's get this back together. Take our bearing caps. Okay, so there we go. We got them in place. So then you can tap them on there. You can do it however you want. I actually am going to try to press it with the vise. A little bit more. I think we almost got it. Almost there. Okay. So that one's good. Just want to get it far enough in there, you can get these clips on there. And there you go, that's one. Move it around nice and freely, and you're good to go. So I'm going to do the other one I mean, you just do the same procedure, so I'm going to stop the recording and I'll be right back. Okay, so next let's deal with our seal. Here's the company, and here is the part number if you decide you want to slide her back in here. We want the grease bearing or grease fitting 2 o'clock position. Okay, we got it sitting in place where we want it. Now I'm just going to take this board, get on this side of it, and whack it in there. There we go. And that's that. Okay, so we're going to try to put this bad boy in there. Get some grease on that new rubber seal I put in there. And here we go. Let's see how this goes. Look at that, slides in nice. About ready for a new hub. Before we install it though, I'm going to coat this inner area with anti-seize. Okay, let me switch my glove. Okay, then once again I'm going to put some grease on the gear end here. Now we're ready for the hub. This bad boy lined up. Slide it in, line it up. Oh crap, forgot my dust plate. Okay, let's take this back off, get that back in there. You're gonna go getting my bolt, coating that with anti-seize. See if we can get that first one started. All right, I'm going to pause it for a second while I get these snug down, then we'll be back. Okay, next up, we're going to put our nut and things back on there. So we start with the washer. Put the nut on. Okay. Okay, again, when you're ready to torque it, just put it in 4-wheel drive. That locks the axle for me. Get our torque wrench. Torque specs are 150. So there we go. All right, now we want to torque our 3 hub bolts. And this one is going to be, on this particular vehicle, it's going to be 75. Okay, so again, 75 on these, 150 on those. Remember the spring, pop that on there first. Try to line up one of these grooves with the hole here, so we can hopefully easily slip this cotter pin through. Trying to line everything up. Oh, that went nice and easy. Okay, bend your tabs back. So what's next? Coffee, that's what's next. All right, time for stopping power. All right, cut these ties. Get this bad boy back down here. Okay, sliding the caliper up in place. Remember, we got these 2 bolts that go in the back. Hose it down with brake cleaner. Hopefully get any grease or anything that's on there off. All right, so there you have it. Just need to put the tire on, throw that differential cover on, fill it full of gear oil, and away we go. As you can tell, it's not a terrible project. If you got the right tools, get it done in a relatively quick amount of time. I'm guessing by the time I got done messing around with things like that, I probably got maybe 2 hours into it. Something like that, somewhere around that time frame. Hardest part of the whole thing is dealing with the U-joints if you decide to replace those, getting the old ones out. Mine were just been on there so long that they just didn't want to come out, and I had to cut them out. So got other plans for this thing, future projects. This will probably be next. Put some of this stuff undercoat it, try to help protect it a little bit under there. Hopefully this video here helped you. If it did, give me a thumbs up, put a comment below what you think. What do you think of those ideas? What's your opinion about that seal on the axle tube? If you haven't subscribed, hit subscribe right now. We'll see you in future episodes, whether it's dealing with this or some of the other vehicles we got here, going on adventures, throwing something on the grill. We're about due for a grill recipe, some type of thing like that. And for now, that's all I got. So we'll see you guys on the next one. Boom!